Yes, you read that right. Beer and hard ciders. It may be the secret chicken feed that you just haven't heard of yet. And I'm gonna explain it to you guys right now. And no, this whole thing is not full of beer. I don't mean to just straight give your chickens beer, but I am gonna give them their water. So for those of you who watched the video that we posted a couple videos ago, we talked about how we started making our homemade chicken feed, then we went back to buying some commercial bag feeds, and now we are trying to look into this new way of feeding our chickens. And I think we finally figured out part of it. So in that video, we talked about how we were gonna start contacting a lot of our local breweries around our area. In order for people to make beer, it takes a lot of grain to make that beer. A lot of grain that is left over from making all that beer, it's called spent grains, and I think it has some other nicknames for it. That grain can actually be reused and fed back to your chickens. Well, I have a surprise for you in this bucket right here. After contacting all those brewers and sending them emails, letting them know, hey, like, I'm a small farmer, mass emailing as many brewers as I could locally, I kind of got a lot of the same responses. And it ended up just being a lot of kind ways of saying no, sorry, we already have somebody else, sorry, we wish we could. So in this bucket right here, I don't have spent grain. Maybe I found something that might work even better, and that's what I want to tell you guys today. So inside this bucket right here, we have our new partnership that we just started with this business. And wait till I show you guys. Ready? I have a 5-gallon bucket full here of pressed blueberries. This was obviously not made from a brewery. So after sending all those emails that I sent to all those different brewers, one place that I thought was a brewery was not, but they gave me a more interesting response. And it was something that I couldn't pass down. So it ended up that this place that I contacted, it's a place that did hard cider and mead. And I had no idea what mead was even, but after looking into it, it looks like it's a honey-based drink that's alcoholic, so for anyone out there who's looking for a different kind of drink that's a little fruity. And what they do is they get all these fruits from all these local farms that are fresh raised and organic. They press these fruits down to get the flavoring for their ciders and their mead. They have all this left over, like pulp and skins of all these fruits that we can give back to our chickens. And when I first read it, I was like, well, I mean, that's not the grains that we were looking for, but it's feed. This is animal feed and it's organic fruit and it's gonna be really good for them. So you can see what I did is I poured it all into our compost bin here. And now what I'm gonna do is scratch it all around so it kind of buries a lot of these blueberries. Buries the berries. And that'll allow them to scratch at this and work at it all day. And it'll help this compost that we're trying to make and that what our chickens are also being in the process of help making for us. And now I'll release the chickens and you'll see they'll go to the food first, but a lot of them will start going into that compost bin, which is great. If you can have chickens working at your compost, it's gonna make you really good compost.
Do you recall when we were young, running from all things at once, without thinking twice? And I knew it would catch up, and that we would be the ones left behind. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind.
The good thing about getting these pressed fruits from this company, not only is this just feed for our chickens, but as you saw, it's going to improve our compost bin, and it's going to allow those chickens to scratch through it and give us great compost. And we are also able to bring this out to our pigs and throw these kind of things into our pigs' diet. And this will all be nice and beneficial things. This is all fresh, whole food that is grown on farms locally around our area. And we are very happy that we can add it into our animals' diets that we have here. And it'll help cut feed costs, but also improve their nutrition. I mean, right now, I can't exactly think if this is gonna be better than getting the spent grains. We are very happy to have this for our animals' diet here. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? Should we go? You wanna go walk back that way? Let's go. You wanna hold it? Let's go, Theo. Since we were the first, I mean, if you want to call me a wannabe farmer, farmers to contact this company, we are now the first person they're going to contact every time they do any of these pressing of their fruits for all these drinks that they're making. And what? This very first time where we went to go see the building and go get these blueberries, it was only a 5-gallon bucket worth of blueberries, but he said this is a very small batch. And he told me that sometimes when they do these pressings, that they're gonna have 2 large totefuls of assortments of all these kind of fruits, which is gonna be great to mix it up and then for these animals to get different kind of nutrients from the different kind of fruits. And a lot of people would be wondering like, well, like it's just like the skins and they're squeezing all like the juice out of them, but the skins for a lot of fruits is actually where all the nutrients is. So these animals are getting a great diet from this. This isn't something that's gonna be their main diet, of course, still, but just to add it and supplement it in and to cut the feed cost. We're very happy and honored to start this partnership with this company. I think this will be a good thing that we can kind of just build a connection and community. Since they're feeding our chickens, we'll probably bring them 2 dozen eggs every once in a while when we go in there and grab the fruit. And it's just awesome to see local people helping each other out and bringing community together. And that's what I really like about this. And I'm hoping that this will be a nice partnership that we can keep up with them. What are you guys looking at? Theo? Milo? What are you looking at? We have had a few days now of what we call here in Michigan, tease weather, where it's still the winter, it's mid-February, but it's like low 50, high 40s and really sunny out to where it makes you want to feel like spring's about to be here. We are now like midday and these chickens here are still working here at this compost. This is such an effective way of feeding your chickens. So I got to use those blueberries that we got, bury them into the compost bin. Caesar, really? Really? Why? I'm okay, you don't gotta do it. I guess he's still just gonna follow me. But we bury all those blueberries in there. Now they get to peck at there and find a whole bunch of other good stuff. There'll be a lot of bugs in here that are breaking down a lot of stuff in there and making that good compost for us. So these chickens are getting so much of their diet here from this compost bin. So it is a thing to think about if you can make it work for your chickens about putting a compost bin in the run. What are you gonna do now? You gonna make your noise? Sing to everybody. He really had to get that off his chest. It's windy. This is why it's so important to build great connections here, and especially locally around your areas. Everyone should always be looking to help each other out. This company is gonna be super helpful for us. It's gonna help feed our chickens, our compost, our pigs. Not to mention, after the chickens eat and they lay these eggs, or the compost they're gonna get us to put into this garden, or the meat that we're gonna get from our pigs, they were all help fed by this food that they're giving us, can help feed other people. And it's all just gonna come together as one big community, which is an awesome thing to see and be able to witness. You playing with the mole holes? You're making a mud pie? What ingredients do you need?
Mud and maybe some leaves.
Mud and leaves. There's a recipe for you guys if you wanna make any mud pies. Look at that mud pie. So we are not gonna stop our quest. Hi chickens, you following me? We're not gonna stop this quest to find a brewery and hopefully get some spent grains, and then, because we do want to try that process out. Our big tarp that was covering this whole in-ground garden area that we're growing here, we have had some strong winds these last couple days, so that's another thing that we gotta put back. It's just on the list of things to do. But yeah, we do still want to get spent grains. We do want to try that process out for feeding our chickens. We are open to a lot more ideas. A lot of you guys have talked about contacting local restaurants for any food that they were going to give away or throw away. The hard part that we're falling into is being in a more rural area. A lot of these local breweries, local restaurants, they have farmers that have already been hitting them up for a long time. So it was nice to have somebody contact us back, and now we can get the pressed fruits from them. Now that we'll always be their people. Anyone who tries to email them, they can be like, no, sorry, we already have somebody that we're giving to. Now we just see how it goes. We've only gotten the pressed blueberries so far. I'm excited to see what other kind of fruits we get and how much that we're gonna get from them. How many times a month are we gonna get it? How big? How long is it gonna last us? How long can we make it spread for our animals that we have here? Should be very interesting. You guys have a great day and a better tomorrow. Me and the chickens, we'll see you in the next one.